Thanks for staying with us right here on Sunrise as we continue this morning. In 2016, there were over 500 cornea and organ transplants in South Africa, but there are still over 4,000 adults and children waiting for organs in the country. Now, this is according to the Organ Donor Foundation of South Africa. Even though the numbers may seem staggering, there is hope. About 18 months ago, a young man by the name of Philani Twala, who was blind for over a decade, received the gift of sight after undergoing a cornea transplant. Now, there are many other positive stories such as that of Philani who have received organs that saved their lives. And joining us in studio to speak more on organ donation is Gillian Walker from the Organ Donor Foundation. And remember, you can be part of our conversation by giving us a call on 011 447 1742 or 011 447 1620. Your comments are also welcome on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Good morning to you, Gillian, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Great stuff. So let's talk about these numbers that are out there and why there seems to be a reluctance of South Africans donating. Actually, I saw that about 71% people are not willing to be donors, but we need about 77% of organs.
Yeah, I think people often only really think about organ donation when they are faced with needing an organ. So people are willing to receive an organ, but not willing to give organs. And I think until awareness is improved and people understand the concept better, these stats aren't really going to get that much better.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know how long you've been with the Organ Donor Organization, but over the years, have you seen perceptions changing? And what are the things that are sort of like a stumbling block to people being willing to donate organs?
There's definitely been an improvement as awareness improves and as people understand it a bit better. But there are still cultural or religious barriers. I think that where people don't understand it, they might very easily say that it's not within their culture because they don't know enough about it, or it's not something that they've spoken a lot about within their family. So that is one of the barriers or one of the misconceptions.
So cultural and religious reasons is what a lot of people state. But okay, as an organization, how do you deal with that? How do you engage someone who says, that's the reason I can't do it for religious purposes?
Well, I think that the more we get people to speak about it, the better. So people need to talk about it amongst their families and understand the need for it. On the point of religious barriers, it's in our experience of having conversations with religious leaders, no one we've spoken to is really against it because it is in line with preservation of life. So that shouldn't really be a barrier. And if people are concerned about that, it's important to discuss it with your religious leader and speak about it as much as possible.
Okay, so now let's talk about these statistics in terms of like South Africans. Okay, so we addressed the religious reasons and why they're not doing that. But what about the rest? Is it just a case of like, I don't need it now, so it's not my problem?
I think so. Like I said, people think about it when it affects them, and for a lot of people, they don't know about it yet.
Why is there such a high demand for kidneys?
It comes down largely to lifestyle diseases. That's probably the biggest reason for kidney failure. So that's diabetes 2 and hypertension. So that's why there's the highest demand for kidneys.
Okay, so some of the questions that people ask, if one has a medical condition, can they become an organ donor?
You can still register to be an organ donor because all of the tests to establish if you're suitable for organ donation are done at the time of death. So regardless of your medical history, you can still register to be an organ donor.
Okay, so Marco is well, he said, when he lived in the US, he was an organ donor, but now we're trying to get him to be an organ donor here in South Africa, so he was busy filling in the forms. And I saw some of the questions that you ask in the form. Are these like your frequently asked questions? Like, does being a donor delay the funeral? How do doctors know that I'm really dead?
Those are very common questions. The question about delaying the funeral, that is a concern for a lot of people, where the burial or the time for burial is important. The organ donation or the organ retrieval has to happen quite quickly for the organs to be viable still, etc. So that process is quite quick, and then the body would be returned for the family to go ahead with the burial, cremation. So that shouldn't be a concern. The other question about how, what was it that you asked? How do doctors know that I'm... So that is also quite a commonly asked question. And just to answer that, two doctors, independently of the transplant team, have to declare the patient brainstem dead.
Okay. So there are some organs that people can donate while obviously they're alive. Just remind us again, what are some of those organs that people can donate?
They can donate one kidney or a portion of their liver, but this is usually only done within families. So it's a living related donation. So because you can live with one kidney, you maybe, if you are a match to a family member who is in need of a kidney transplant, you can donate.